Gobble, gobble, gobble. If you're in the US, happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving week. I wish I had a pilgrim bonnet for y'all or a turkey suit. I don't eat turkey, by the way, but I don't. But maybe these colors are festive enough, and I use this for my Halloween video too, but anyways, stick around. How could I miss this opportunity? Regardless of what you think about the origins of Thanksgiving, it has a good message. How could I miss this opportunity to talk about gratitude? But don't leave just yet. I know it can be a boring topic. I know I've done videos on it before, long, extensive videos on the research. This is different. This is short and sweet, like a yummy, delicious Thanksgiving appetizer or dessert. Not dessert, because dessert implies on Thanksgiving anyway that you're way too full to even want it, but you still do want it and you cram it in anyways and feel terrible. That's not what this is. This is a Thanksgiving appetizer, short, small, so delicious. So let's dive right in. Hi, I'm Dr. Lisa Matejka, Naturopathic Doctor, energy worker, and transformational life coach, and I help those with cancer navigate their journey back to health and wellness to an even better state than before, physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically, and spiritually, with compassionate guidance and loving support. And today, so what's the deal with gratitude? Here's why it's important. I'm really keeping this short and simple. Gratitude is important if you have cancer because cancer patients who practice gratitude, notice the word practice because it is a practice. It's not going to be perfect all the time and it implies consistency. Cancer patients who practice gratitude are more likely to survive. They're more likely to have spontaneous remissions. They're more likely to get through their treatments. They're more likely to feel better. They're more likely to have their cancer healed and healed in a lasting way. Okay, now that I got your attention, why? Why would this be the case? Gratitude? I mean, do you even know why gratitude is good? Why it's important? Most people are like, yeah, gratitude, should be thankful for what I got. Those people over there got it worse and I should be grateful. It could be worse. Blah, blah, blah. I guess it's a positive state, which is better than a negative state, which is like, no, I'm not grateful. I think we all have that general understanding, but it really does go deeper than that. And when I found out what I'm about to tell you, it really added a whole layer of depth and understanding to gratitude. So again, I'm going to keep it simple. Why is gratitude such an important state for cancer? Why does it heal cancer, one could say? Why is it good in general? Why does it increase everyone's quality of life? And here's why. Because gratitude is a frequency, a vibration, an energetic state. Okay, you don't like those words, perhaps. Most of you probably do, but if you don't, just consider it a state of being. Gratitude is a state of being of receiving. It's the energy of receiving. Think about it. With gratitude, when you're grateful, when you're practicing gratitude, you feel you have received. You accept what you have received. You're happy that you have received it. You found the gold in it. And you feel, as a result, abundant, blessed, good. It's the frequency of receiving. It's the state of being, of the emotional state, the mental state of, yes, I received and I am blessed for what I received. So think about that. So that's why when you're in a state of receiving, when you're vibrating receiving, then you're going to receive. You're going to receive the abundance of life. You feel gratitude is also the frequency of abundance, because feeling like you're receiving is also abundance, right? So then if that's the frequency you're in, if that's the state of being you're in, then you're going to be receiving more abundance. This can come in the form of health. It can come in the form of wealth. It can come in the form of relationships, happiness. And it's not necessarily easy. It's not like you do it once and your whole life is changed. It is a consistent practice. It is a habit one has to develop and get into, because it's essentially an attitude. It in itself is a way of being, and gratitude exercises can get you in that habit and in that frame of mind. So I hope that made some sense. Gratitude also is a great way to align the heart and the mind. And when the heart and the mind are aligned, essentially our whole body is talking to each other. And and that's just the body, not to mention our whole being is like more in tune and sync and alignment, which of course helps everything. You hear these stories all the time. I just did one in my last edition of Positive Programming. And it's important to highlight because it's not just that one person that did it. This is a common occurrence. You will hear cancer survivors, the ones that have the really incredible stories, they say they practice things like saying, "Thank you for my healing. Thank you for my healing." Even before they were healed, they have the gratitude that they will be healed. You can be grateful in advance. Also, you can be grateful for the things you do have that are great in your life, and you can be grateful for the things that appear negative, bad, disastrous, because there's always gold to be found. Like, you'll note that many cancer survivors, looking back, they're actually quite happy they went through the cancer journey. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to feel that way now, and it's understandable, especially if you're newly diagnosed. It's a whole journey. But they're oftentimes grateful because there's something really important that the cancer did. Think about it, it's such a life shifting thing. It can bring people's families together that maybe had some issues. It can just awaken someone into understanding what priorities are really important in life. Maybe they've been focusing on things that aren't so important, and now they understand, oh, this is what's important in life. This is what I need to put my passion into. This is what I need to put my time into. It can just be a good wake-up call for people to, work on their health or deal with the emotional baggage that they've been carrying around that undoubtedly had led to the cancer. There's so many gifts and treasures, but aside from that, yeah, the frequency of gratitude is the frequency, the state of being of abundance and receiving, and it will bring more of that to you. It's a law, the law of attraction. Now, it's interesting because some of you may not even believe in the law of attraction, and that's fine, because there's an interesting philosophical discussion where, because I've had these before, where it's like, well, I don't think it's the law of attraction that's bringing you more things to be grateful for because you're grateful. I think it's just that you changed your perspective. And since you have the perspective of being grateful, regardless of what life gives you, you are more likely to be grateful because it's simply a change in perspective. Hey, that works too. Is that not a good thing? Everything, I mean, at the end of the day, everything in life is a perspective. And the only meaning that exists is the meaning we assign. So that's essentially the placebo effect as well, because here's the interesting thing about that discussion is, even if it is just us changing our perception, which is not a just, that's a big deal. The perception change actually changes reality anyways. So in a way, it's still a law of attraction. So think about it, that's the placebo effect. If we perceive that sugar pill is actually a really great thing, and we're happy about it, probably because we don't know it's a sugar pill, we're perceiving it to be the thing that's going to cure us. It will, even if it's nothing but a sugar pill. Perception can and does change reality. So maybe it's time to get in the habit of a little gratitude, and your reality can and will shift, and perhaps very rapidly. So Find something to be grateful for every day. Find something to be grateful for, especially in your struggles. Back to that point, by the way, of perceiving something to be good, even if it's not, quote unquote, not. I actually got in the habit of doing this, my partner and I, when a disastrous, bad or negative situation occurs, we actually have some champagne on hand and we pop the champagne and we're like, I don't know how this is going to be good, but this is going to work to our advantage and this is going to be a blessing. And so it's not that it's even necessarily just a perspective shift, because that actually does change things. You changed your state of being, and it does bring those things your way, and it can change, it can shift the probability distribution of the quantum field, which shifts reality. Okay, I don't want to get too like deep into it here. I said this is going to be short and sweet. Gratitude, the state of being of receiving, feeling like you're receiving. And it will just mean you will have more to receive because you will attract more things to receive, or you'll perceive that you have more things to receive. And a blessed state that is. So, for those of you who celebrate Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you soon. Much love.